Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure most of you know who I am, but for anyone who does not know, my name is Andrew Baker. I've lived in the city of Covington my entire life, and I've been a member of the Covington Fire Department since August of 2007. I've held many ranks within the department. Currently, I am Fire Chief and have been so since March of 2019. I have grown up in the building on Hawthorne Street. My father joined the department in April of 1980. I was born on December 29th, 1988. So from the time I was crawling around them halls at that firehouse. I was in and out of that building just as much as some of the members. To say I am passionate about the fire service and the Covington Fire Department is an understatement. I'm addressing you this evening on behalf of the entire Covington Fire Department. Last week's meeting, the council meeting, where the self-billing for fire services was brought up, sent shockwaves through our membership. I've heard many comments, anything from their absolute disagreement to, well, I can't blame them for trying to make a dollar. I would tell you that mostly I had negative comments brought to me towards the issue. Soft billing has been discussed with me a couple times in the past year or so. And I felt like that it was most likely all it was talk. I've always said my piece with how I felt about it, which is that I do not see the reward outweighing the additional work to further burden volunteers that are already sacrificing their time that they do not have. This was never brought to the attention of the membership because I feel like it was not moving forward. Last week, I was told that the city was going to do this whether we agreed to it or not. If we wanted to be able to utilize the funds generated, we had to agree, and some help would be provided dealing with the administration of soft billing. If we did not agree, we could not use the funds, but would still have to soft bill for our services and would not receive any assistance. That memorandum of understanding was signed 2 hours prior to last week's council meeting, which confirms that the decision had already been made for us, considering that the presentation had already been made for last week's meeting. As a whole, the Covington Fire Department does not agree with soft billing and would have never approved any sort. I believe that most of them are more disappointed at how we were basically given an ultimatum to sign the document. The fire department has always been a well-organized department within the city. Past city administration, councilmen and councilwomen have mentioned that they wish that some of the other city departments were run as well as the fire department. Since I have been chief, I've noticed that the trust and honor we've always had slowly gotten turned aside and taken from us. When Covington EMS was established, our members felt like they had lost their building. For lack of better words, they came into our building and established dominance. Just prior to the organization of Covington EMS, the fire department and rescue squad combined some of our contributions to volunteers to refurbish our lounge area. We bought new furniture, flooring, built shadow boxes that we can fill them with memorabilia, painted, and even had 2 custom murals painted for both organizations. Most of the work was done by our members. That hard work and money spent was in vain, just to be overrun and utilized by someone that had no stake in what was accomplished. This was further complicated in March 2020. I don't think I have to say what happened then. Our members were basically shut out unless there was a call for service, which furthered the mindset of some of the employees that anything and everything in our building was free reign. While locked down, some of our members and employees were utilizing the wash bay for personal use, even though it was supposed to be limited to fire trucks and ambulances to be washed. Not for personal use. I locked both entrance doors because my members were complaining to me, and that was unjust. I received backlash from some of the paid staff, even though that I thought that was the fair action to take. These are just a couple of recent examples of that that have ruined morale for a lot of our volunteers. I would hope to think that everyone here knows the value of our volunteer fire department holds within the city of Covington and the surrounding areas in the county. The men and women of our department, as well as the county departments, make this county a better place to live. Every call, they risk their lives for as little as a pat on the back. That isn't what we're here to, that isn't what we're in it for. We do it because we have passion to help the fellow person in their time of need. Without us, either our community would have poor fire protection and or would pay a tremendous amount in taxes to have a better service. Today's volunteerism in the entire county is at an all-time low. Our department is faring well considering the times. There have been mentions of cutting our roster size, limiting the number of sets of turnout gear, and most recently, the number of radios that was provided to us by the new radio system, which we had to basically beg, plead, and steal to get pagers so every member would have a pager or a radio. To put that in perspective, if we didn't provide all members with a pager or radio, they would basically have been told that they weren't good enough and we do not need their help regardless of how much time they can provide. Everyone has a different level of commitment depending on what they have going on in their lives. If anything, we need more people. We are trying new ways to recruit members. We are working on recruitment intention video as well as flyers to post in local businesses to spread the word that someone can volunteer their time to an excellent cause. Also, we are working on having neighboring departments automatically tone for structure fires so we have an adequate manpower for the incident. In order to keep these men and women, we have to make them want to be here, not have to. One surefire way to make someone not want to be there is ruin morale. A happy workforce is an efficient workforce. I hope this has brought some insight on several issues that have been going on in the past several years. I have worked hard to keep and build upon the positive relationship that the fire department and city government had, and I hope that it continues to grow and we can all sing Kumbaya around the campfire. Until then, I want everyone to know that the Covington Fire Department is and always will be a highly dedicated group of individuals that will continue to provide a higher level of service to the citizens we took an oath to protect. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.